you got to go.
Well, that's what I say. Like this got to be like in you. When I say in you, you gotta forever be. You gotta forever find. Well, first you gotta find your motivation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't even. You be doing the work, and you don't see no progress.
Yep.
Nobody's motivating you, or you're
Mm-hmm.
not that's motivating you. So it's like you feel like you're just doing it for nothing. You gotta have like back in the day, folks would have posters on their wall,
Yeah.
right? And just coming into your room every day and seeing the poster of, I don't know, basketball players, if you're trying to get to the league, or, big jets and cars, if you're trying to get that,
Mm-hmm.
But now, crazy as it sounds, now we have social media. You
Yeah.
can get on social media and follow follow the people who influence you.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch them every day. You get on social media and you watch, like, he's doing his thing or she's doing her thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to that. And then let that motivate you, man. Make that like, okay, I took an L today, but tomorrow it's up again. You know what I'm saying? I think it just has to be in you, bro. You can't really guide it. I said this the other day too. I posted it on I said it's not even about it. It's if as long as you have that drive, as long as you have that passion, as long as you have the talent,
Mm-hmm.
it's really just on timing. Like at that point, just be patient.
Yeah.
Keep working, but be patient because your time, bro. You know how long? I still ain't where I want to be. Trust me. But you know
Yeah.
how long it took me to just get to this part, dude.
For sure.
Bro, I must say at least 10 years.
She's for the people who don't know or familiar with, like, what's a quick like bio on you, as far as like what you currently do and things like that.
What I do?
Yeah, like what where you currently at in the music industry, just for people who don't or not as familiar.
Oh, I mean, it's production and music executive work, man. I help develop artists. Um, it's kind of a little bit of everything, I manage producers and just kind of like guiding. I really just do a consultation too, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
mainly production. But um, one of my songwriters said yesterday, no, 2 days ago, she said she said one thing about me. She was like, there's a lot of producers, but for some reason you find a way to get into rooms that don't nobody be getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, honestly, I realized that you have to separate yourself because everybody's a producer. Everybody can make beats.
Yeah.
Everybody can write songs. How do you stand out from the rest? You gotta be able to. Networking is my thing. Again, I am not where I want to be,
Yeah.
but trust me, man. I'm a lot further than what I used to be. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of times too, people don't think about that as well. Like, you may not be where you want to be at, but if you look back a year ago or 2 years ago,
Oh
you're
yeah,
not there. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot
yeah,
of people kind of skipping that part. Like, instead of, kind of course, we all got goals and ambitions where we want to go, but a lot of times we be like, man, we did come far from where we was at a few years ago.
yeah. And this year's about to be crazy. I mean, this is about to be like a super year. So, and honestly, when you have a lot of your big breaks come from all the hard work you put in years ago.
Yeah.
Because you're putting in so much work and you're wondering why the results ain't showing. It's because, again, timing. So it's like it all builds up to a moment. If you hadn't put in the work that you put in for all those years, you wouldn't be able to get the results that's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. I think a lot of people, yeah, because like those years just build up to a certain moment, but a lot of people don't follow through. You know what I mean? With those years, they kind of give up in between, or they stop, come back, stop, come back. And the moment in your career, have you ever been like, man, this shit not working. I gotta figure some shit out and stop, or you just always kept going?
Right. No, that's right. But yeah, man. So, but it's really just mental consistency. We're all good at what we do.
Facts.
We all are good at what we do. Whatever it is that you're good, whatever it is that you love to do, or whatever it is that we do on a daily, I'm sure we're good at. You
Yeah.
know, have to practice. I mean, I don't have to teach practice your craft because we love what we do. So you're gonna practice your craft regardless. But
Facts.
the next step is really being consistent and
Yeah.
consistent even through the slow moments or when you have a down moment. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
That
biggest thing.
that's the challenge, bro.
Yeah.
You know, people think there's people who feel like, man, I can't do this because I can't afford it, or I can't do this because I got to work my 9 to 5 and I don't have time, or I got family, or I got this and I got that, bro. Like them excuses, man. That's what's gonna prevent you.
Yeah.
You got it's a lot of excuses. I be asking songwriters. I be asking artists, independent artists. I'm like, man, what's preventing you from getting to the next level? What's preventing you from dropping that record?
Mm-hmm.
What's preventing you from, really, uh, you know, linking with that producer, that songwriter, or that, doing what you got to do? And everybody's excuse is really money. I
Yeah.
hate that, bro.
Cause I
That
probably
shit.
hear that shit the most. Like that's always what people like. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. I be like, what is enough money? Like I don't be understanding that. So, your advice to independent artists, what do you would say to that? That I don't have enough money to make it work.
Honestly, there's no. I have advice, but everybody's life is different.
Yeah.
So I can't give you specific advice. What I
Fact.
can say, because I don't know what you're going through.
Yeah.
I don't know what the situation is. But
Fact.
what I can say is we are naturally hustlers.
Mm-hmm.
If worst case scenario, I said this in one of my posts, worst case scenario, if you get locked up right now and judge says your bail is $5,000,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna just sit in jail, bro? Like, are you just gonna just sit there and be like, damn, well, I ain't got no bread, so I'm just gonna sit here for the rest of my life? You think, bro? You
Facts.
gonna come up with that $5,000 so fast, bro? Like, when
Figure that shit out.
people go to jail, I see them come up with magical money.
Yeah.
It's that. Oh shit, man, how you get, bro? I just had to pay the bill. Nigga, my thing is that just proves you know how to get money. It's
Yeah.
about your urgency. You know what I'm saying? It's about how much this means to you. Your freedom means the world to you. So
Mm-hmm.
you're going to come up with that money, whether you're calling your auntie, your uncles, your homies, pulling it out of a fund, credit, whatever the case is. You're going to come up with that money. You'll be out if the judge says your bail is $5,000. I guarantee you'll be out within the next few hours. I guarantee it. You're not going to sit in jail, bro. I say use that mentality for your music. Some
Mm-hmm.
artists don't see their music as the same some artists don't have the same urgency. They look at
Yeah.
it as a hobby, as like
Side
a
hustle.
side hustle.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna be urgent, bro, and you're not gonna get to the next level. I mean, maybe some people have the little magical moments where it just happens, but
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, when I hear, man, I just ain't got the bread, man. My life is. I say, okay, all right, listen, let me move on to the next person who's urgent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that a lot too, man. Like I work with, so I got a recording studio, and that's like I always ask, I'm like, man, you got good music. What's stopping you from like, you know what I mean, taking it to the next level, promoting it, hard, and to be
Yeah.
a financial situation. But then I look around the circle and the people around, I'm like, but your personal people don't even support you. So are you not just like going hard enough, or whatever? Because the people directly that come with you to the studio don't even support you. Like, you know what I mean? That says something.
Yeah. Um, I'm not really too. I don't really get into. I don't really let that phase me, and I wouldn't. And I would tell artists don't let that phase them. Support your own. it's a new generation. It's a new stage, man. This is a new era of
Yeah.
life. You're not gonna get support until your strangers support you. Once strangers start supporting you, then your inner circle starts to support you. It's really weird why it's that. I
Yeah.
I'm I honestly I would tell artists, like, forget support. Don't don't
Don't focus on
expect
it.
yeah, don't expect your support from your friends and your family.
Hmm.
Like, honestly, block that out. Strangers are gonna support you more than your people will.
Yeah.
And honestly, you should be okay with that. I don't I know that sounds weird, like, your family should support you. Your friend, bro, be okay with not getting support until strangers support you. And just be
Yeah.
like, hey, shit, I told you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Honestly, it's just kind of the way of the world. It's just a clout game. It's it's follow the crowd type situation.
Mm.
But yeah, you're gonna get more support from. I get so much more. I get so much more support. I get so much more plays. I get calls, emails. I get so much work done from strangers
Mm.
than people that I know. And it's just, people that, because strangers see you for your talent.
Mm.
They see for the work you put in. They don't know you. All they see is, yo, he is dope. She is dope. I'm looking from the outside in and say, that person is dope. We need to work. The people who know you,
Mm.
they judging you from who you were when you were broke. They judge
Mm.
from who you were when you was asking for money, for the
Mm.
things that you did that that probably didn't sit well with them. So they don't care how dope you are. The
Yeah.
support can be weak and finicky. You know what I'm saying? Until strangers start supporting you, then they're like, yeah, that's my homie. I know them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty well. I never thought about it in that manner. But that's a fact. I ain't gonna lie, because being that we live in the clout generation, people are followers, so they might not follow you until they see other people start following you, which is
Yeah.
just weird. Because then a lot of people like, well, how do I build a team around that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I build me a team if the people around me really not with me like that? You know what I'm saying?
You build a team with strangers. I'm trying to tell you, strangers
Yeah, that's crazy.
strangers will support you more than your people, and
Yeah.
don't have no judge. They don't know you. They just know your success, or they know what
Mm.
you're doing at the moment, whether it's
Yeah.
success or not. They just know that, oh, this I'm on this boat. I want to ride
Mm.
with you. And they will go hard. So I mean, I don't. That's why I say I don't. I'm not too big on support from friends and family, bro. Like, and not, obviously it's good to have it, but don't bank on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Work hard, man. Everything just falls into place. The pieces fall right into place.
Most definitely, man. Yeah, I think that's a great point. I pinned somebody comment saying your family will invest in your freedom for your success. That's a
Yeah.
fact. I never thought about it like that, but that's definitely a fact. So I see. I know you work for Sony Music Publishing. So could you explain to kind of some of the artists, kind of like what is that, as far as people that don't really know?
Um. Yeah, that's like a publishing house. It's a publishing company. So Sony has Sony Music,
Mm.
has Sony Publishing, and
Yeah.
publishing is when you create records. Um, and this is for not just producers. This is for obviously songwriters. I mean, producers were considered songwriters.
Yeah.
So it's really for it's really for songwriters. And yeah, so when we create records, we generate publishing,
Mm.
and publishing is like a lifeline of income, and it's one of the most lucrative incomes in the world, publishing. So big companies like Sony, Warner, Universal, and there's smaller companies will ask for your publishing, half of it, so they can generate this publishing. They'll
Mm.
generate your publishing. You do the work, and they get paid. But in, in a trade off, they give you an advance.
That's
So
great.
in a smaller in a you know in a you know for an example, on a small scale,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm a publishing house and you're making good music and generating publishing, I'm gonna say here's $100. Give me half of your publishing, and you take the $100, and now you got 100, and and now I'm collecting your publishing for the work that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't like it. Some people do. It just really depends on how much they give you up front and how good your relationship is with your publishing house, your A&Rs and all that.
Gotcha.
Personally, I enjoy my partnership with Sony just simply off of they look out for me.
Mm-hmm.
So they do a lot for me. When I'm in need, they make sure I'm good. It's it's a trade-off based off of your what your relationship and situation is. But no, it's good. It's good stuff. I
Dope,
have a
dope, man.
relationship with Sony, so.
Most definitely, man. So, like with those type of deals, are you giving up your like ownership to your songs for a time period, and then after that time period gets back, or does it kind of go another way? Or it depends on your personal, I guess, situation.
Yeah, it's personal. Everybody's situation is different. So there's a time period where you can buy your publishing back, or you can sell your publishing. Everybody's situation is different.
Yeah. So I heard a few people do that. They did like the publishing deal, and then after a certain amount of time, it kind of returned back to them.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty dope. Somebody asked, who have you worked with recently, and what would you say is creating some fire music production? Male or female?
Um, who have I worked with recently? I worked with SZA. Yeah, SZA. I was in the studio with her, and she's so amazing. She's so dope.
Oh,
She she's working on an album. I think she's working on 2 albums. I don't know if she was joking with me when she said she's doing 2 albums, but I know for a fact she's finishing up this album. And I don't know if I'm supposed to. Now I won't tell you what it's about, but it's gonna be fun because she's taking her personal experiences and putting them on the record. So, what was the second part of that question?
what was it?
Okay, tell me. I forgot. I think
Yeah, they basically asked who you working with recently, and it's creating some fire music and production, male and female.
Oh, females. Please. They ask who's creating fire. I mean, everybody's creating fire.
Yeah, I guess
But
they asked for like a specific person that's like a male and a female. I know you said SZA, and I guess a male.
on the dudes, Young Blue's going crazy. We got
Mm.
a guy he's about to drop one with his album. Um, honestly, I work with females more than dudes.
Is that I hear some people say, is that like just more your preference, or like
It's more my preference.
guys?
Because dudes already know what they want.
Yeah,
Dudes okay, let me not to discredit females because I love them, but
yeah,
dudes have their own structure. They
yeah,
say, bro, they don't need jayuncut.
yeah,
They just want the beats.
yeah,
Yeah, just send me the beats. I don't need you after that.
yeah,
Yeah, women, I get to work with them.
yeah.
They want to help them with the vocal arrangements and ideas and in the production, vocal production and just structure and just everything. They want the presence of the producer to help them with the record, so they don't they're alone trying to put together a record.
I seen that firsthand. You definitely hit that. They ask advice. They like, did this sound right? Did this sound right? How should I do this? The dudes are more like,
Yep.
I want it like this, and that's it. Like they don't be, you know what I'm saying? So I see what you said on that.
I mean, and that's cool too. Like that's dope. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I don't need to sit in a session with a dude, and this is most male artists, not all of them.
yeah,
I don't need to sit I don't need to sit in a session, a 4-hour, 6-hour session with a male artist.
Yeah.
Because they don't need me. It's
Yeah.
just they just want the beat.
Yeah.
I'll drop off beats and I go. But with female artists, I'm sitting in the session, the whole session, because I'm now we're creating. So I love working with women.
That's a dope process, man. What advice would you give? Because I hear a lot of times people like, I want to be a songwriter, but I don't know how to kind of get in those rooms to, make things, I guess, happen on that level. So what advice would you give to up and coming songwriters?
Man, it's the process is so much different than mine because, well,
Mm,
no, take it like this. I take it like this. You got to move like a producer,
okay.
right? Because songwriters, they often get pushed to the back.
Yeah.
You know? And you got to put yourself in the spotlight and
Mm,
move like a producer. Like, I'm creating these records. Be a songwriter who puts the whole situation together. For
mm,
instance, let's say you get an artist. You can start with a
mm,
small, and an artist says, "Can you help me write a song?" I would take the executive role and say, "All right, I got you. This is what we're gonna do. Um, find out what type of record they're looking for.
mm,
Get the producer, get the studio, get the engineer, create the entire situation. Be in there and executive produce the record.
mm,
The more you keep doing that, the more that you become a necessity, and
mm,
then you start to spread this idea that you are that songwriter who creates the big play. All of a sudden, labels, A&Rs start picking up on who you are, and they call you to create situations,
mm,
or they'll bring you into these sessions and ask you to do the same thing, create the play.
mm,
Um, I see a lot of songwriters doing that now. Like they're more of the executive role,
mm.
and that'll help you kind of elevate your brand as a songwriter and get more rooms, get bigger plays,
Most definitely. I see what you're saying. Make yourself.
and obviously just being good at it. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie to you, man. This songwriting is not easy.
Yeah. I
People,
think that's a lot of pressure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of pressure.
yeah, people think because you can put a couple words together, you're a good songwriter. No, bro. There's a style. There's a formula to this thing. Like there's certain words you got to use in the right places. The right cadences have to fit. It has to flow. There has to be a vibe. Like the way that you enunciate words. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? You got to use clever meanings. Sometimes you ain't got to be. You can't overthink it. You can't
mm,
under. But it's a process. So it's not as simple as people think it is. Everybody think they're a songwriter, which is good. I'm glad you think you're a songwriter. Keep working at it. But listen to the greats
yeah.
and listen to why they said what they said in that pocket, in that cadence, in that melody.
Mm,
You know, like those. That's what kind of elevates you too.
most definitely. I think so a lot of times I hear like, artists would be great artists, but they had songwriters, they had people in the studio to help them out, which I think it takes a team to make a great record. It takes more than just the artist. So do you consider, even if the artist had help writing the records and stuff like that, do you still consider them a great artist, or do you just consider them like, because some people, if they don't write their own music, like every word, people don't consider them like one of the greats, even if their numbers and everything else consider them one of the greats.
Nah, artists, an artist's job. See, people confuse, and I hate when people bash artists for not writing their own music.
Yeah.
Like, our job is not to write their music. A lot of them do, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Glad they do. I'm glad you're multi-talented. An
Mm-hmm.
artist, like to be a performer, to be
Mm-hmm.
the face. You know what I'm saying? Um, your your job is to create. You build a fan base and you entertain.
Mm-hmm.
What happens behind the scenes doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like like it's like an actor or an actress. the actress not supposed to write the script.
Yeah, that's a fact.
The actress and the actor is supposed to entertain.
Yeah.
And you love these actors and actresses because of how they perform, because of how they look, because of their style. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The way they sound, whatever it is that you love about your favorite actor and actress,
Mm-hmm.
that it's not. I bet you it's not because of what they wrote or because they didn't write. Their script. They're not. That's not their job.
Mm-hmm.
An artist's job is to perform, to entertain. So there are some great artists out here, and whether they write their own music or not, they're still amazing at what they do.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I always feel I'm like, man, it takes more than one person to write a great hit song. You know what I'm saying? Most of those hit songs, if you look at the credits and stuff, it was multiple people, that
Look
had
at
it. But
look at Rihanna's "Needed Me." Look at the credits.
yeah,
There's 20 people on that song.
that's
Look at
crazy.
the credits. There's 20 songwriters. Bro, I was tripping. I was
Yeah,
like, man, this is like rolling the credits.
yeah, that's crazy. I ain't know it was that many people though that could be on one song.
Yeah. Big records sometimes take a lot of people, and then again, there's some big records that only took one or two people.
Yeah,
It's all the same.
yeah, for sure, most definitely. So do you feel like? Because I feel like you do more than just songwriting. Like it feel like you do a little bit of artist development too.
Yeah.
With your process, how do you feel? Because I feel like artist development is not how it used to be. Maybe 10 years ago, I feel like they had whole departments for that, and I'm pretty sure they
Yep.
still got them, but it's not as like big as it used to be. How do you feel about that now, as far as the artist development in today's kind of world?
Yeah, labels are not doing artist development anymore.
Yeah, that's
They ain't
what
got they ain't got time for that. They're making too much money without having to waste their money and time on developing an artist. You got to come already developed,
mm,
and they're finding them too.
yeah.
So that leaves a place for a person like me
Hmm.
to develop artists, and we develop artists, and then we break them, send them to the labels,
Mm,
and they want to see, they want to hear songs, they want to hear. Sometimes they want to see music videos,
mm,
they want to see the fan base. You got to build all of that, and all they do is, okay, boom, here's a couple $1 million. We're gonna put the machine every time you drop. We're just gonna put our machine behind it. We collect our masters and our royalties.
mm,
That's what they care about. That's all they do. It's some people hate the labels. Some people look at it as beneficial. Beneficial. It just really depends. But yeah, I do artist development because I know labels are not doing artist development no more.
mm.
It
I like,
helps.
but I
Yeah,
like how you laid that out. Like that was pretty dope. Like how you laid that out.
yeah. I have A&Rs that just ask me for records.
Mm,
I say who's the artist. So because they know, like, look, man, we need we're not gonna develop the artist. We just want to take what's already packaged and go for it.
mm.
Yep.
Nah, that's dope, man. So walk us in, because I like how you laid the whole label situation out. Like you walk into a label, they want to hear this, they want to hear that. Walk. If somebody never been at a label meeting, ready to get signed, what's kind of like that process? You walk into the room, they ask you to play such and such. I see some people perform. You seen Bobby Smarty, he jumped on the table. Like what's kind of like that process walking into the label that first time?
Yeah, I had an artist that I was developing. We walked into Interscope,
Mm.
and we to the head A&R, Joey IE. We sat in his office, and he just looks at you and says, "All right, press play."
Yeah,
Bro, it's pressure, bro. It's pressure.
I could imagine. That's why I said walk them through it. I could imagine everybody looking at you.
Yeah, it's pressure. It's like they're not gonna hold your hand. It's like you know what you're here for. Press play.
Yeah,
And shit, I press play with my artist, and he just they don't, sometimes they don't react. They just listening, you
yeah.
know. Um, and after he was impressed, but after a while, I was like, okay, just keep working. Let me that means you ain't developed enough yet. Cause come back,
Yeah.
come back. But this was a few years ago. Um, but now that's basically again. It's really about just coming with the package. I got started that I've been putting together, but yeah, you just got to come with it, man. Build the fan base
Mm-hmm.
and create the records. Come confident. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say put your money up, man. Artists got to put their money up, bro, because sometimes you got to invest into yourself for these labels or anybody invests into you,
Yeah.
you know, and make it look like you've been doing this and you great, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then, yeah, man, like these labels, you don't always have to focus on labels too, man. There's distribution deals you can get, man. Like it's not always about just the labels. But just be great. Just be great enough to know that you can put out good music and create a fan base. 'Cause people will gravitate to what they feel like you're confident with, and
Mm-hmm.
the more that you put out, the more consistent you are, the more that they'll tag along.
Most definitely, man. I think you put that was well said, man. Because I don't think it's enough like conversation on that part. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of conversation once you do get signed or before you get signed, but there's not a lot of conversation on that moment when you walking in and things you gotta do. Confident, you should be good. Investing
Shout out,
into yourself.
shout out to my guy Punch. Punch, he's the co-president, co-owner of TDE. He just walked into the live, man. He's been working with me.
Dope, dope. What's up, man? Salute you, man.
Yeah, he's been working with me. We're working on a management deal right now. So he put me in a room with SZA, man, and it was great vibes. So I'm
That
looking for a big partnership with my bro Punch. He got a lot of things going on with Lyric. Lyric is a really dope artist with TDE.
mm,
I got a few records with hers. They just did an interview with Genius. There's like whole situation. That whole camp is so dope, bro.
yeah, I
Like,
always hear great things about TDE, man.
yeah, yeah. But like just the new. I mean, we all know Kendrick and SZA's big, but
Yeah,
like they have so many dope artists, and it's really about to turn up. So I'm looking forward to that.
damn, that's dope. So I see you. You in LA, right?
Yeah,
So a lot of artists, a lot of up and coming artists, anyway, they feel like they really can't make it, kind of where they at. So they feel like they might gotta move to LA or to Atlanta, to New York. You can't. I know you can give personal advice. It's kind of your current situation, but like, what do you suggest for that? Do you got to move to a bigger, city to get kind of the recognition that you need, or can you make it happen in your hometown type?
you yeah. That it's selective because
Yeah,
it depends on what your hometown is.
yeah,
Like your hometown is like some small city in Nebraska. I think it's up time for you to up and move.
yeah,
Because I don't think you're gonna, you know, I don't think they're gonna support. I don't know. I don't know what goes down in Nebraska, but
yeah,
I'm not certain that they really support music like that.
yeah,
Um, but if you're in Atlanta, build in Atlanta.
yeah,
Like, like Atlanta, that's what I did. I built in Atlanta. Atlanta is huge.
yeah,
Matter of fact, Atlanta is bigger for music than any city in the world.
yeah,
Um, um, the bag is in LA, but the talent, the just the development, just the support is all in Atlanta.
hmm,
If you're in New York, kill that shit in New York, bro. New York is. I went up there and they going crazy.
hmm,
Chicago, Chicago's cool. Chicago they got a little support. I know a lot of Chicago artists that want to come out of Chicago. Like
yeah.
they'll build there, but they're not really like
Trying to
like
see.
yeah, DMVs and all them. Houston is huge for music. I would stay there too. Memphis is going crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It depends on the city. It just
hmm,
you'll feel the vibes. You know what I'm
most
saying?
definitely.
But but for the rest of the world, I
Hmm,
would I would I would consider relocating, or
hmm,
at least or at least taking lengthy trips
yeah,
to like Atlanta, to LA. Honestly, me personally, and again, everybody has their own. Me personally, I would. It's either Atlanta or LA. Those are two places you need to be at when it comes to music. That's me personally.
Most definitely. I feel the same way, man. Those cities, it's like something that's just there. I don't know what it is. It's just like when you're in Atlanta, it's a certain vibe that you get. When you're in LA, certain vibe. You can't get them vibes nowhere else. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like it's hard to duplicate that in other cities. The support not the same. The music it's just different. You know what I'm saying? So something about those cities, man. They just got it. I don't know where it come from, but they have it.
Yeah, yeah, that's facts, man. And it's not hard to build, man. Just like find if you're up and coming with your producer, songwriter, artist, find like a circle or find a person. With if
Mm-hmm.
you're song, find a producer. If you're a producer, find an artist.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a songwriter, find an artist and ride with them as long as you can. In your city and create
Mm-hmm.
great music, and then you can branch off from there. That's
Most definitely. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I want to say, in the past 5 years, might be before that, but it's like been a big wave of female artists. Like probably before that, but I started noticing it probably like 5 years ago. What do you think that's like? How do you feel about that? Because it's like they made a big wave, and like it seemed like it's gonna steady go up. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that?
so, um, I told you, man. Female artists is the wave, bro.
Yeah.
They're entertaining. People want to see them. People want to hear them. They want to
Mm-hmm.
see next. Brand deals. So companies want to endorse them. It's
Mm-hmm.
just easy to work with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that there's a whole another level for female artists. It used to start with just. I mean, and we're talking about like. I mean, obviously R&B
Yeah. Of course.
a lot, but
Yeah.
on the right side, and you see that that's starting to kind of
That's
climb.
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like it started off with the Nickies, Cardis. I mean, it started off way back in the day with the Lil
Yeah.
Kims, but now it's starting to become. But see, back in the day with the Little Kims and the Foxies, it was so masculine. It was like
Yeah.
they had to be hard. They had to be like spitting. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They were trying to keep up with the dudes.
Yeah.
Now they can be females. They can
Yeah.
be women. They can be sexy. And so that era is coming, and more women are starting to become rappers and it's because of social media too.
I
Because
believe. Yeah.
social media, females they get more followers,
Yeah.
because they
But we all want to see females. So.
right. So you take your followers and say, okay, now I can be a rapper because I have a fan base already. So
Mm-hmm.
that's starting to kind of translate into more and more female rappers just
Mm-hmm.
based off of their social media.
Yeah.
So, and then also too, a lot of them can't. A lot of them are being smart and getting with the team
Yeah.
because again, music is it creates a team to create good records. So and this is a little trick of the trade.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an influencer, if you're a female and you're an influencer, you just got a lot of followers. You ain't even got to know how to rap. Get with get with a songwriter, get with a producer, and learn.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, now you're a brand, a big musical artist, just because you put out good music with a good team. And that's what they're doing now.
That's a gem. I ain't gonna lie. That's a fucking gem.
Yeah, and you got to know how to rap, bro. You could just be like, you know what? I have 500,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go call this producer and this songwriter. Hey guys, I just want to be an artist because I have a fan base. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
gonna create a dope record, and now you all of a sudden you are a songwriter. I mean, you're an artist,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
never know.
That's a gem. That is a
Same with
fucking.
dudes too, not just women. Dudes can do the same thing.
But do you think that take away from the music aspect? Some people would say that they're
Yeah,
not really artists. They're more of influencers. They're not really a true artist.
I won't say it takes away from the musical aspect. I'll just say I understand why people say, dude, that you're not even really a rapper.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but don't discredit the songwriter.
Yeah.
Don't just credit the producer. It's still good music. You may not like who's performing the music, but it's still good. I mean, um, again, I can name countless female rappers who were just influencers,
Mm-hmm.
but now you guys looking at them as great artists
Mm-hmm.
because they got a great team around them.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So
That's definitely a fact. And I think that plays a big part too. Because like, even if you are a great artist or a rapper, you still need the influence part for people to look at you. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So I think that kind of go hand in hand. What about like, so a lot of times with songwriters, producers, it seems like that business don't be right. Like it seems like they either get jerked around, or like when they do have a great song, they don't get what they deserve. That's kind of what is portrayed to the media per se. So
Yeah.
what is your advice to kind of get your business straight if you're up and coming producer, songwriter?
Um you ask for guidance, man.
Mm,
Like talk to the people who do this, and it's forever a learning experience. Just ask. You
mm,
know, what is it? I had a songwriter who's like doing major things.
mm,
He had asked me, "Hey, so what percentage should I take on this record if I wrote it and did some co-production?" Like,
mm,
you gotta ask these things, man. And I asked too. Like, I asked the people who I know who's doing big things too, or who's are veterans in this industry. I asked, "Hey, man, what should I do about this situation? What percentage should I take? How should I, conduct the business on this, particular project?" You just ask, and then the more you ask, the more you learn. So, it's a forever learning process. If
mm.
you're a beginner, just start at the beginning. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
start at the beginning, and then
yeah,
you'll learn as the time goes.
most definitely. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're always gonna kind of hit those hurdles as you go, because like you said, it's a forever process that you gotta learn. So in the
Mhm.
beginning stage, you might hit some hurdles. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't know. I see a lot of artists, that first deal they sign, it don't be the best deal per se. You know what I'm saying? But they end up getting everything straight later down the line because they know more than what they came in with. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I signed a dumb deal like 5 years ago. It was so retarded, bro. It was so ignorant.
yeah, yeah,
I, I was broke and I needed a car.
yeah.
So one of the it was this label head, some drug dealer guy who owned a label.
Mm,
Um, he um he he had an artist that I was working with,
mm,
and we just kept creating records,
mm,
and he was like, "All right, man, um, all those records, it was like 20 of them. He said,
mm,
all those beats, I'm gonna give you this Toyota Camry. It was like a 2005 Toyota Camry.
mm.
Give you this Toyota Camry for all your beats. I needed a car,
Yeah,
so I took the car.
yeah,
Yeah, we signed an agreement.
yeah.
Last year, one of those beats got synced on a BET show,
Damn.
and I'm over here doing the agreement. Like, okay, I'm about to get all this money, all this publishing,
Yeah,
and the guy comes back and was like, "Oh no, that's my beat." I was like, "Bro, what you talking about?" He
damn,
he emailed me the agreement from 5 years ago for a
damn.
for a weak 2005 Camry, bro.
Sad. Damn,
They gave him all the money, gave him all the publishing.
damn.
Yeah, bro.
I know you
I
was
learned,
sick.
I learned that lesson from that day. Okay, I'm never doing those stuff. I mean, I was young, I was broke,
Yeah,
but I didn't know the business.
yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that happens. So
Yeah, that's crazy. But that's dope. You transparent like that. Some people probably would never tell that story. That's pretty dope.
yeah, man. So all about the business. Learn your business, guys.
Yeah, because I see a lot of times, like a lot of art, like especially like it seems like producers, like when it come to beats and stuff like that, the beat to take off or the artist to take off, and the producer kind of left like, what about me type, type thing. So I think
Yeah,
it's definitely dope to study that. Like you said, ask people around. But what if they ain't got nobody around? You could research it too in Google. You know what I
you
mean?
can Google, but the fact that the point is, you're supposed to have people around.
Yeah,
Like I say, you don't have to, not from the support of your friends and your family. We're
yeah,
talking network. Find
yeah.
talk to people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
you know, that's the key to elevating, bro. Talk to people.
Mm.
You can't do this by yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Find people that are like-minded and just connect with them.
most definitely. Yeah, I think the networking part is not spoke on enough, especially when it comes to just trying to get in those rooms. Networking, I think it take you a long way. A lot
Yeah,
of people, maybe they might. I think it's like I don't with males anyway. Sometimes it could be like an ego thing. Like
yeah,
you might not want to go up to somebody and introduce yourself. You might feel like you know what I mean. Like sometimes I think males face that.
yeah. I've been there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's you gotta let that go though. Not and don't force it either. Don't
yeah,
ever force it. What's up, Cooley? Don't ever force it, bro. Like use discernment and energy.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm in LA. Use discernment and energy, bro. Like energy speaks louder. Like
Mm,
people there. This industry is like it's like a high school, man. Everybody has their little cliques.
yeah,
I don't force myself into cliques, bro.
most definitely.
I'm my own clique. I don't I don't do that. So I don't those people, but energy. You can people have open energies. You can walk up. You'll know. You'll feel
Mm,
it. Yeah. So
that's a fact, man. So, man, I appreciate your time, bro. I want to know how people can support you, though. Like, what can they check out? What can they support? How can they help your movie get to the next level?
um honestly, man, it's not hard to get in contact with me. It's Instagram where you can get contact with anybody.
Yeah,
You know, so you just hit the DMs, man. But yes, it's just stay working, bro. Just stay hungry. If you lost, if you have doubt,
mm,
like get back on, like just find your inspiration. Just see what people see. Look at people who used to be in the situation that you're in.
yeah,
That's and say, okay, they made it out. Everybody's path is different, obviously.
of course,
But,
yeah,
but look at this. Look at people who's been in your situation. We're not talking about like the people who just been killing it their whole lives. We're talking
yeah,
about to be in your situation and follow them, follow their journey. Hit the DMs, man. So, and not everybody responds back, but you know, you're just if you stay consistent, man, people will connect with you. I've been in. I that's one thing about me. I jump in DMs
yeah. Me
and
too, man. That's how we get. That's how we put this together. You know what I'm saying? So, for
I
sure,
tell
I'm
I
like,
tell
if you use,
them all
go
the time.
ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
I say yeah. I jump in DMs. I talk to people all the time, man. Let's work. Let's link. Let's connect. And people talk to me now. At first it used to be more me jumping in. Now I can see the people who used to be where I used to be hitting me up. So
Mm-hmm.
and I'm open, bro. I'm like, yeah, let's work. Let's connect it. You know, let's talk about it.
Most
So
definitely.
yeah, just stay consistent, man. Use the social media tool.
Most definitely. For sure, man. So yeah, man, I appreciate your time, bro. If there's anything I ever can do for you, just let me know, man. I'm willing to post, share, whatever you got going on. I think you're a dope person, man. You got a lot of dope shit going on. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you're gonna be getting one of them songwriters of the year, one of them Grammys, man. I wish much success on you, bro, and everything that you're doing.
Yeah, man, that's coming. It's up and coming, brother.
Yeah, I know you working with TD Scissor, man. They coming at them Grammys. I know you
Hey,
finna snatch one of them.
hey, this is a project gonna be crazy. But you know, I don't want to just focus on one artist. I focus on
Yeah,
just your just you as a person, man.
yeah,
Just talent, just how you move, how you create. Situations just start coming from left and right, just based off of how you work. So
mm.
yeah, man, Will got the juice. He got some crazy stuff going on too, man. Y'all look out, tap in with him, man.
Still
This
got the juice, man. Salute you, bro.
yeah, he's crazy with it. We coming out with some stuff too, man. I gotta get him to LA though.
Most definitely, man.
Anyway, but yeah, man, I appreciate you tapping in.
For sure, man. Thank you again, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, dude.
All right. Enjoy your day, man. Peace.